Okay, turn things on. The things can be heard, things can be seen, things can be streamed to YouTube. Wonderful. Okay. So I'm resuming now the thing that I was doing, I think 2 days ago. Okay, if I quickly boot up, not this one. And I go to things that I've been active in, not this one, but this one. Okay, so last time I had basically I'm trying to make an EVM in Lean, and I am very lazy, so the way that I want to do this is by just translating some pre-existing EVM implementation directly into Lean. And the last thing that I was doing is I had this Rust one, because for some reason, like Rust and as we'll get into, like Rust and Lean are sort of very similar somehow. And I was basically just copying and pasting Rust code into the comments and then using GitHub Copilot to complete, to translate. It was doing pretty well, right? I mean, obviously, it was it was using all kinds of types that I was having to sort of go back up the tree and find all the types that I was not, that I had not been implemented yet. But it was going sort of okay. And so since then, I've had some discussion over here on the forum. It turns out the reason that Rust is similar to Lean is because apparently they just copy stuff from Rust, which is totally cool. Yeah, copy things from Rust. Sounds great. And this person, Alton Govada, recommended that, so basically, the place where I had stopped was I was like, okay, it's very nice that GitHub Copilot is able to do this, but I don't necessarily know of a way of getting GitHub Copilot to just go ham on an entire GitHub repository, translating literally everything inside it from one language to another. That was something I did not know how to do with Copilot, and I don't necessarily think it can be done. But then this Elton, recommended that I use StarCoder 2, which is potentially good, right? So StarCoder 2. And this is nice because I have seen Ollama, right? First of all, what is Ollama? Ollama is, part of the question of using LLMs on your computer is okay, how do I get the LLM to be software on my computer that I can just run? And I'm not necessarily sure of what are good ways to do this, but Ollama I have found is a good way to do this. Basically, there's just some application called Ollama that runs, and then I can just use command line. You can basically run Ollama run such and name, Ollama run name of your LLM. You can just run that as a command line argument or command line function, and you can get an LLM to respond to things for you. So that's a very nice thing. And it has this StarCoder 2. So what is StarCoder 2? Did Elton provide a link? Not necessarily, but if I can go to their GitHub page. And you see it's basically an LLM that's supposed to be good for code generation, which is not nice because code generation is what I want to do. And if you look at the paper, now, I think if I control F for Lean, clean. Wait, go back. Was it proof steps Lean? Right? You see that it references Lean. So in fact, Lean is one of the languages I think that has been included in the stack of things that this StarCoder LLM was trained on, which makes me optimistic that it will be able to write Lean code. Now, will it be able to write Lean 4 code? I'm not sure, because a lot of LLMs really like to write Lean 3 code, because I feel a lot of them were trained in the era when Lean 3 was a big deal, and now everything is in Lean 4, but it's relatively new. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen there. Maybe I will have to maybe I'll learn something about prompt engineering, try and induce it to write Lean 4 by including a little bit of Lean 4. But basically my plan is to use StarCoder to do something. This is totally experimental. It may totally fail, but I just want to see if I can translate this entire repository file by file into a Lean repository. And that's my basic plan. So what are the steps that I need to do this? First major step, sorry, let me reorganize some things down on my other screen. First major step would be to actually do, download the model, right? It comes in 3 sizes, 3B, 7B, 15B. Okay, I think I have plenty of space on my computer for 15B. So that's what I want to download. I think I can just go, okay, so Ollama is running, right? That's one thing I don't necessarily get. I think Ollama has to be running for it to work. You just it's an application that has to be running. I'm not exactly sure why. But okay, so it says Ollama run StarCoder 2. And I feel I want to put the :15B. That usually makes it get the big. So as you can see, I've been running Llama 370B from time to time. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I wonder, Llama 70B versus, so Llama 3 is another it's another LLM, and obviously it's called Ollama, so maybe it's a little bit. Llama, I think, is an open source LLM that comes from Facebook/Meta. And 70B is a rather big model. Usually the bigger models are supposed to be better. So perhaps there's something to be said for oh, maybe this Llama 3 70B would just be better for code, even though it's not specifically meant to be for code, just because it's bigger. Not necessarily sure if I should think that is the case. But I think I'm just going to go for the code generation from StarCoder 2, because it's if it's the case that StarCoder 2 is worse at producing code, if it's truly the case that Llama 3 is better, then there will literally be no point for this one to exist. So I'm going to use the StarCoder one and just assume that it works fine. Maybe if we get if we're having a lot of fun, we can try switching it up and see what other ones do. Okay. Ollama run StarCoder 2 :15 lowercase b. And I think this will just automatically fetch it, right? It pulls it, so it's so it's 9 gigabytes, you see, and it has to pull the B refers to, I think, the number billions of parameters. Right, billions of parameters, and it has a certain quantization. That's sort of interesting. I wonder, there's this sort of thing in LLM land where they refer to model size by the number of parameters, and it's 3B, 7B, 15B. I sort of wonder why they don't just refer to it by the number of gigabytes that comprise the model parameters. Because in theory, those two are linearly related to each other, modulo this quantization thing. I mean, but in theory, what I want is the quantization to always just be whatever the best quantization is, right? Yeah, 4-bit quantization. Quantization means that all of the parameters are just 4-bit integers, in fact. And this is just hilariously the case that this is totally fine. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, so 15 billion parameters. It's the model is apparently 1 gigabyte, which is weird because it says this is 9 gigabytes. So no, sorry. The 3 billion parameter model is 1.7 gigabytes. This other model, the 15 billion one, is in fact approximately 5 times larger. It's 9.1 gigabytes, which makes perfect sense. StarCoder 2 is the next generation of transparently trained open code LLMs that comes in 3 sizes, 3B, 7B, and 15B parameters. Yes. Like, just to like read a bit about it. See, it's gonna take, is this like an ETA? I wonder if the issue is that because I'm live streaming, it's gonna take like forever to download. That's sort of unfortunate if so, but that's fine. This can just download, that's fine. We can just read a little bit about it. It's family of code generation models trained on 600 programming language from some like the Stack. The Stack is the name of their it's the name of their like data, like what am I trying to say? Their training data that they like assemble. You know, they like assemble corpuses of training data. So what is the other thing that I have to do? Like one thing that I'm noticing is that like probably it should be called LEVM to be analogous with REVM. So maybe the name should be like, maybe what I should do here, let me start a new, yeah, here, let me quickly go in another window and cd into desktop and make a new math lab, like new LEVM math. So I'll make a new one that depends on MATLAB. Does it even need to depend on MATLAB? In theory, no, but it's just nice to depend on MATLAB. I do it by habit now. So that worked, and then I want to do code 11. Okay, and I can just put this up here. It's full screen. So this is the file that I want to be working in. I want to do something similar, right? And this is good because I don't want to like do all this stuff again. I want to make a thing called LEVM. Where my things will go. The other thing that I want to do, can I like copy? Copy. Paste. So we'll copy in our EVM, and it has all the files in it. Cool. So I just want to copy that in because we're going to be, and then here's the other thing that we want to do. We want, like, I was just sort of envisioning that I would like write like a Python script to like go through and just like start translating things. Like it will require me to understand a little bit more about the structure. Like, so there's things that I'm not too familiar with from Rust. I know there's like such a thing as a crate in Rust, which is basically like a module, like Rust crate. Rust. What is a crate? Rust has 2 distinct terms. Oh, it would also be nice if like the size of this was bigger. Oh wow, as soon as I did that, like if you don't provide enough space, it just like wow, this is interesting. I'm like getting a massive number of, yeah, it's like 10 minutes to go. Here, let me save this. I just want to make sure that like this size of everything that I'm writing is big enough. REVM source evm.rs, right? Let me like make the size of this a little larger. Can I like full screen this, please? Hello? Enter full screen? Cool. Yeah, that seems to be going fine. Okay, so I don't need that. Yeah. But the other thing, what did I want to do? I wanted to, where am I? Rust has 2 distinct terms that relate to the module system, crate and module. A crate is synonymous with a library or package. Cargo is the name of our package management. But like the weird thing, of course, is that here I have like multiple crates inside one project. So I don't really get that. Bins is binaries, presumably. Maybe not. I don't really know. These are things that don't have to do with Rust. Documentation doesn't have examples. These are just examples. So really all the code that I want to translate is within the crates subdirectory. A crate is synonymous with a library or package. Is it the case? Okay, so here's the thing. Is it the case that there is, like, among these 4 crates, we have REVM, primitives, precompile, and interpreter. Precompile. Is it the case that each of these, like, only accesses some other ones? Sorry, let's just see. Dependencies. REVM-interpreter and REVM-precompile. So REVM depends on interpreter and precompile. What about primitives? You would think primitives would be a low-level one. Primitives depends on some things that are not other ones of these. Precompile depends on primitives. And interpreter depends on primitives. Okay, so it's like a nice like diamond, diamond dependency structure. We have REVM, which depends on precompile and interpreter, both of those of which depend on primitives. And so in theory, there should be like, if I translate everything to lean, so basically what I think I want, it's not going to be here. I want it to be over here. Sorry, let me just reorganize a little bit. What I want in this subdirectory is 4 further subdirectories. LEVM, LEVM, no, wait, I'm not typing the right letters. LEVM, I want something called precompiles. I don't want it to be, I want it to be in here. Move precompiles, yes. Precompiles, that's fine. LEVM, I want another thing called primitives. And another thing called interpreter. Interpreter. Yeah, maybe I should like, maybe it should all be even more automatic than I'm making it out to be. Because what I would like to do, see, like within the source directory of each of these benches, I think it's just like benchmarks. That's not necessarily, what I would like to do is replicate the directory structure within source into the file here, LVM. And the same with these other 3. I would like to at least replicate the directory structure. And then I can try and see about, right. So like the other thing is that, so like this is like the import statements. We have all these use statements, which is equivalent to import in other languages. And it says which things it imports. I wonder if what I can do, REVM, builder, primitives. Does this, does anything in the EVM source import other things from this same crate? That's what I would like to know. So for example, database, go to definition, is in the primitives directory. That's not, okay, is there anything? You would think, empty DB, what is all of this? Modify EVM builder handler stage. Let's see, like, okay, here we go. So EVM uses this handler stage struct. Sorry. Select. Find. See, it's imported. Builder handler stage. Use crate. So maybe, okay, maybe what I'm interpreting this is like builder. So I see like builder, I see primitives. Is there something? When I see primitives here, I take that to mean that we are importing the primitives crate. When I see builder, I guess maybe the way of interpreting this is that like it finds the like next like highest top level directory, like obviously it's associating this builder with builder.rs. I don't know how it's doing that. But maybe it's okay. I think I do want to like just replicate the entire directory structure. The question is just like how, because what I'm sort of envisioning, here's what I was envisioning on the LLM level. I was envisioning doing like exactly what I was doing over here, right? Like in evm.lean file over here, I was just copying like Rust code, commenting it out, and then putting my cursor here and asking lean to like complete that. And it was doing it. So I was envisioning doing something similar where I would just like get my Ollama LLM and I would pipe this into that. And it would give me like this output. Perhaps with like, you know, suitable prompting or whatever. But all of that like is going to give me massive amounts of errors if every time a structure references some other type, right? Every time like structure is a way of creating a new type, right? Right, we get this EOF type. And if every time I reference a structure, I have to like reference a whole bunch of other types that are defined in other type files, then I'm going to have to be importing things properly. If I'm not importing things properly, it seems that there could be like a risk of things going wrong. Looks like I am almost there on this LLM. The other thing is I don't necessarily know like how do I best use StarCoder to like get it to verifying SHA-256 digest. Yes, very good. Ripping unused layers, success. So I can send a message. So I was like, please translate the following code from Rust to Lean 4 to Lean 4. Pub and bytecode. Why is it continuing to write code? What the fuck? Okay, just to like clarify, it got it right. Oh my god, it got it right. Inductive bytecode. Okay, there shouldn't be this like double colon type thing here. But legacy raw byte array. Yes, I mean, so one problem was that it used byte, or it should have used, okay. One problem, yes. First problem. Okay, identifying problems with this translation. First problem is that the lean name for the concept which is in Rust called bytes is byte array. And so it just translated bytes. That's sort of okay. I don't really care too much about that. Legacy analyzed byte code. That looks fine. EOF bytecode. That looks fine. So that's great. Is it still fucking going? Stop. Like, yeah. So main problem is, okay, my computer is like, has been generating some, I wonder if I could do it like a whole file. I wonder if I could do a whole file. That's an interesting concept. Does it just keep generating? How long would it have gone? Now I'm regretting stopping it because I want to know how long it would have just barfed code. Yeah, main problem was that it was supposed to return 4 lines of code, and it returned, like, it never stopped generating code. Why did it not stop generating code? That's very strange. Okay, so let's well, first of all, let's figure out how to shut this down. \by. Okay, well, actually, let's not shut it down. Let's go again. Sorry, let's like make this part larger. Okay, like first of all, let's actually put in uncommented Rust code. Well, I'm gonna run this. Please translate the following code from Rust to Lean 4. Stop when the entire code snippet. Please translate the following code snippet. Stop when the code snippet has been translated. Snippet has been translated. It did not manage to stop. And in fact, it did not even, okay. Well, this is optimistic. Like, this time it gave it to me in like a fenced code block. Oh boy, nice thunderstorm we've got going outside. Inductive bytecode. Yeah, so again, it did totally fine here. Except for the bytes thing, which is okay. Did it... I don't know how to get it to stop running. It's just like, it just keeps going. We also have the struct instruct as a rector, which can be implemented as follows. It just really doesn't know to stop. I'm just gonna like watch it go for a little while and like see how much it does, right? So like, obviously it's, okay, one thing to note, it seems to be outputting things in form of a markdown file from Rust to Lean 4. Now we see on the Rust let's translate Lean 4. Yeah, okay, well you already sort of did that. Bytes and option are defined as follows. Gives me like sort of weird background information, probably not technically correct. It's definitely importing things in a more Lean 3E way. Like the lowercase letters are Lean 3 thing. Lean. Now that we are opening the namespaces, first thing to do is copy over our Lean 4 imports above into your own file. Getting started with Lean 4, installing Lean 4. So now it's just like, yeah, it seems to be like, just like replicating code from not code, but it's like this reads like a Lean 4 manual, right? The easiest way to install and use Lean 4 is to download. I wonder if it like has over like fitted to the manual. It's like what you would think to see in here. Yeah, that's not. Okay, let's see. It's still going. Getting started with Lean 4. Installing Lean 4. Okay, wait. I swear to God, it had already said this. Getting and started with Lean 4. Installing Lean 4. Is it just looping? Getting started with install. The easiest way to install and use Lean 4. Yeah, so obviously nobody told it not to loop forever. Does it just go until it encounters like a termination token? Is there some way? Okay. First question. Maybe like, okay, not the first question, but is there a way in Ollama to limit the number of tokens that your model outputs? Ollama, limit number of tokens a model outputs. How to limit output token generated. Ollama issues, yes. Model generates the answer, but very long. Num predict. Sorry, what is this? From parameter model file. From tablet system adapter message. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Model file. I don't know what a model file is. But I guess this is like describing what a model file is. I don't know. Template. You are it delivers short answers. Yes, my prompt template. Is there any way to do max output tokens equals 200? Num predict. Num predict issue. Okay, but I don't understand. Like, please tell me how to do this using the, like, how do, is it, okay. Why? Okay, llama help, maybe. Serve, create, run, pull, push, show, start, copy, remove, sure. Ollama, run, help. Flags, format string, help, insecure, no word wrap, verbose. Okay, if I run the coder, can I do, is there help here, maybe? Set, show, load, save, by, help, shortcuts. Num predict. Yeah. Infinite token generation, that's exactly my problem. The problem with this answer is that it doesn't explain, just expects, like, you just say a single word, num predict, and you don't, like, explain how to use it or what the syntax is. Ugh. Maximum number of tokens to predict when generating text. Yes. So is the point that I'm supposed to edit the model file? I don't want to be doing that. Defines the base, sets the parameters for how Ollama will run the model. Basic model file. An example of a model file creating a Mario blueprint from Llama 2. Parameter. I mean, okay. Another sort of question. Ugh, how do I leave? Bye. Oh, yeah, like secondary question. Does Llama 3 do this better? llama 3 colon 70b. Can I scroll up to where I'm past all this? Okay, like for one thing, I need to like start I need to, okay, this is not the directory I want to be in. Sorry, I want to be in this directory. Maybe I should just switch over to this directory. What I want to do on the at a high level is like translate.py, and I'm just gonna like, so like eventually I want to have this Python file, right? So I want to do this way. Prompt equals plus plus plus. Please translate. Okay, I don't actually want these. Has been translated there. Please translate the code snippet. Yeah, so this is fine. Let's see if llama 3 is capable of being brief. Here is the translation of the Rust code snippet to Lean 4. Inductive bytecode where legacy raw bytes bytes, legacy analyzed EOF EOF. Note, in Lean, bytes and legacy analyzed bytecode are assumed to be existing types. If they are not defined elsewhere in the code base, you would need to define them as well. Do not give an explanation. Let's just see if llama 3 just goes forever as well. It's so weird to me that it's not capable of stopping. Llama 3 has been capable of, like, when I ask like llama 3 if the sky is blue, it's capable of like stopping at some point. Okay, cool. It stopped. It eventually stopped. That's fine. It's interesting that it doesn't. You would need to define them as well. Okay, so it has this weird comment, but that's sort of fine. The more pressing problem is that it has not given the correct syntax in any way. See, this is the correct syntax, and that is not the syntax that is here. So that's annoying. Okay, what happens if I, how do I, why is such an unintuitive way? Please translate the following code snippet from Rust to Lean 4. Stop when the entire code snippet has been translated. Do not give any explanation or context for the code snippet. Sorry, I actually want this to be all in one line. Do not give any explanation or context for the code snippet. Just translate it as is. It's the irony of like, you know, using GitHub Copilot to like generate my prompts to like tell the LLM what to do next is not lost on me. Okay, cool. Prompt. Okay, even more clear that I want it to just stop. The problem that I sort of foresee is that like, if I want to be running this code again and again in a loop, it just takes one time for the code to get confused, to like totally screw this up. Okay, we're gonna run starcoder 2, 15 billion parameters. The fact that it's writing Rust is not, it doesn't seem to have like from Rust to Lean 4. Yeah, so frustrating. Especially since maybe the secret sauce. Maybe the secret sauce is that like it had other, like GitHub Copilot I think uses like other things as well. To do Jake. Maybe if I like provide it with an example of what I want it to do, it would be a little bit more likely to work. Is there any way? I know I can use, I know there's like a Python API for Ollama. I wonder if the Python API explains. Sorry, that would be in this folder where I was trying that out. Yeah, that's not what I want. Right, so we're just copying this in quickly. I had been using it to like do some fun prediction market analysis for Bitcoin prices, apparently. I don't want to do that though. LLM is this. LLM.invoke. Invoke. Go to definition. No definition found for invoke. Import could not be resolved. Really? Unable to import. It knows that I'm doing Python, right? Okay, it's a different version of Python. Okay, maybe I just need to pip install LangChain community. Okay, it definitely seems to be doing 3.10. Maybe I just need to switch my Python version. Yeah, I'm not the sort of person who has ever been very good at creating virtual environments. Ollama is not callable, it claims, but I know that that is not actually the case, because if I run this, no, the thing is it's going to run forever. No, okay, Ollama was capable of stopping. Let's just sit here and wait for a hot minute while we see if this manages to terminate. Furthermore, let us close here. Let us close this window. So that here we have our browser here. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, we can also, sorry, we can close my window down below as well. It's very strange how OBS affects like the way that you close windows. Okay, LLM invoke, go to definition, no definition found. Can I go, okay, LangChain community. What is this? What am I using here? A LangChain community. Many model providers. LangChain has its own message model APIs. Easy. Yes. Ollama. Sorry. LangChain community, LLMs, Ollama. LangChain community. LLMs classes provide access to large language model APIs and services. LLMs, Ollama. Down here somewhere? Ollama. Ollama locally runs large language models. Sorry, is there more? Sorry, Ollama. Ollama embeddings, okay. Ollama. From LangChain community, LLMs import chat models, Olama, chat Olama, Olama embeddings, and just Olama. I guess I'll just click this. Olama. Olama.invoke. I am not seeing that. Am I using like the wrong LLM classes provide access to large language model APIs. Class hierarchy. Base language model, base LLM, LLM name. Okay. LLMs, Olama, Olama. Format, keep alive, metadata. Did this manage to stop? Okay, this managed to stop. Here's the translated code snippet from Rust to Lean 4. Inductive bytecode where, okay, it did not, to Lean 4's type notation. If they are actually built-in types, the translation would be different. Yes, it's very nice, but this is not valid Lean code. I'm pretty sure this is not valid Lean code, right? Oh, oops. Sorry. In here, let me do like a file for errors. What happens if I do this? Waiting for Lean server to start. Why are you doing that? I just have to wait for like, it's starting the Lean language client now apparently. So hopefully that will not take forever. I feel like this took forever last time for some reason. Sure. If I restart Lean now, I remember this like it's gonna say I can't because it's already being started. Okay, so maybe this definitely like happened last time. I think I have to like close this window and reopen it. So it's going to start things, import MathLab. Imports are out of date and must be rebuilt. Restart file, please. Okay, and it's building literally all of MathLab. So now I will fetch MathLab build cache. I just want to make sure that there's not some like random, like this does not turn out to be like actually coincidentally totally valid totally valid Lean code. I mean, the other thing is just it's like making up names, right? And I'm a little bit nervous about that. MathLab build artifact cache. Okay, check bytecode. Okay, apparently I'm wrong. Apparently this is valid Lean. Bytecode.legacy raw. This is a function that takes in bytes, a byte array, and returns a bytecode. Yep, okay, well that's actually technically correct. So I was wrong there. So that's cool. So the translation thing is sort of working. The translation is sort of working. Cool. We just need to Somehow tell it not to. Is there like, can I like consult? Oh my gosh, what is going on? Like, Llama limit tokens. Does Reddit know? I am working with rather large data. Llama 2 seems to accept whole input. Token limit. This is, yeah, no, that's not what I want actually. I don't want to get around the token limit. I want to impose a token limit. Max tokens. This determines the max number of tokens to generate for a given input prompt. Yes. Config.json. Well, Llama is an application for Mac and Linux and makes it easy to run open source models, including Llama 2. Download the app from their website, walk you through setup. You can also learn more in README. Continue and then be configured to use the Llama LLM class. Completion options. Non-token options, max token. There's max tokens. Yes, it's not very helpful though because it does not explain how to run it. You can also find more in your README. It's like, how am I supposed to invoke this? Tokens. Nope. Llama pull, Llama 3. Create Mario model file. Llama run Mario. Hi, it's your friend Mario. Send the system message. You are Mario from Super Mario. The assistant only. Create a model file. Okay, create a model file. Create model file. Okay. We just need to create a little bit more infrastructure. Let's do it. Let's create a model file. Friends, model file. It's just a file named model file. We're going to copy these things. This is obviously like what I had to do, right? I had to create one of these from Llama 3. So interpreting it as Python. Higher is more creative, lower is more coherent. I want it more coherent. And I guess 1 is pretty low. Set the system message. System, you are Mario from Super Mario Brothers. Answer is Mario the assistant only. You are sorry, okay, and I was looking somewhere at like, okay, there was like, now that I like understand that model file is something that you can like, how, now that I have this explanation of how to create a model file, I want to go back to where it was explaining how to do the max parameters. It wasn't here, it was back here. It was like the first, how to limit token output generated. Num predict model file.md. The model file is the blueprint to create and share models with the Llama. From required defines the base model. Parameter sets the parameters for how a Llama will run the model. Template, the full prompt template to be set to the model. Template. System, the system message that will be set in the template. What? Template. Oh. Template is like if I want to like insert something. The template of the full prompt template to be passed into the model. It may optionally include a system message, a user's message, and the response from the model. Note, syntax may be model specific. Templates use Go template syntax. Okay. Template variables. Curly brace dot system. If system, im start system, system im end. So this is what I have to write for the template if I want to do that. So system, okay. Like returning here, I have a system message. That seems fine. So this is, where was I? The default template is something that says if there is a template, then if there, okay, the default template is this. If there is a system message, then do the token imstart, then say the system, and then say the system message, and then say IM end. I don't know what IM stands for. That like I like this sort of triangle, ASCII triangle syntax is sometimes for like specialized tokens. So IM start token, then say the system message, then put the IM end token. Then if there is a prompt, then say user and then prompt. The user prompt message just like inserts the prompt there. Additional message to be used in the template if applicable. System message, adapter, license. Any LoRa adapter that should apply. Right, this is like for fine tuning, I think. License, the legal license, yeah, okay, fine. Message. Sorry, I thought there was something about parameter. Yeah, parameter. Num predict, maximum number of tokens to predict. Num predict 42. Parameter, parameter value. I think that all I want to do, okay, so I just want to continue. I want to say parameter, then the name of the parameter, which is num predict. Then the parameter value, which is 1,000 tokens, say. Actually, let's start it off with like 10 just to see like what crazy shit it gets up to. You are Mario from Mario Super Brothers. That's not what I want. What I want to do is I want to put in this prompt that I made. Yes. Llama model. Okay. System. Please translate the column. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I just want to put in that. Please translate the file. Just translate it as is, from Rust to Lean 4. I want to like provided examples. I feel like if I were better at using LLMs, I would know how to like give it like 3 examples to work off before it goes to town. Okay, for now, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to put this in. This is my model file. Okay, popping back up the stack. How do I, once I have my model file, what do I do? There was some, I had some, not this. Not this, not this, not this. There was some explanation, right? Okay, yeah, it was here. Create a model file. That is the model file. Yes. Okay, so now I'm returning here, and I am here in the top level directory, and I am saying ollama help talks about how I can do a create. Yes, so ollama create, and the syntax is ollama create the name that I want, so translator is what I'm going to call it. I guess -f. So in fact, let me just, it's always good to read the docs. Create a model from a model file. Ollama create model flags. F means a file. Yes, name of the model file. Cool. That's exactly what I expected. Ollama create. The name that I want to make for the model is translator. The -f flag / model file. Name of the model file. Default is model file. So I think that's fine, but that's totally okay. Transferring model data, pulling manifest from Llama 3. Oh, wait. No, stop. Stop! I think what I actually want is Llama 370B. Okay, this is not a Python file. Text. Like, what even is this, like, syntax? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, the point is I want Llama 370B. I don't want to, like, pull some other less large llama. Okay. And it all went fast because I already have Llama 370B downloaded. Cool. Transferring model data, reading model metadata, creating system layer, green. Okay, all of that has been done. And now I have made a model file. And now I will go back to translate.py. Now the model file I did like 10 tokens. So if everything has gone correctly, the model I have called translator. The prompt is this. So like I have already like said like the instructions, which are to translate the code. Now I have this. I'm vaguely hoping it'll like output 10 tokens and then stop. Looks like I feel like it's running longer than I would expect it to have done if that were the case. Oh no! Parameter temperature 1, right? And I further set parameter numPredict, number of tokens to predict when generating text. Int numPredict 42. I said numPredict 10. Parameter numPredict 10. Okay, wait. Inductive bytecode where this underscore legacy underscore raw. That looks like it's less than 10, less than 10. It looks like it's less than 10. Yes, which is excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, very cool. I wonder why it took so long to like generate it though. It took 27 seconds apparently. Okay, now we are giving it more power. It's just the maximum, right? NumPredict is just a maximum number of tokens to predict. Hopefully it won't like, I don't want it to like always give 1,000. That would not be good. And if this works, then I can like go, I can even like, maybe I can even like go and look into like making a system, you know, making a very nice like template syntax. Yes, I can even like potentially make a very nice template that gives like provides some examples, and then yeah. I want to like read a little bit more about this template. Okay, but now that I've given it 1,000, let me go back and I think that has now overwritten it. And so now I have a new model file where I predict 1,000 parameters. And now I'm going to run the Python code again. We're going to see what it produces, right? So like again, we are running it on this like Rust struct here. Access files on a network volume. Why would it like to access files on a network volume? I guess because it's trying to access something? Allow, sure. Here is the translation of the given Rust code snippet to Lean 4. Inductive bytecode where? This is not quite right. happens if I give it a much more thorough prompt? Not a prompt. I'm not exactly sure what the terminology is. Prompt versus system message. Like the system message, I think it's like what they say is like, you are ChatGPT. You are a helpful model. Your goal is to do this. You should not provide this. Right? That's what the system message is. Please translate the following code snippet from Rust to Lean 4. You are a Lean 4 programmer who specializes in translating Rust code to Lean 4 code. Please translate the following code snippet from Rust to Lean 4. Just translate it as is. For yes. Let's see what they're like. Backtick. Lean. Like, for example, if the Rust code is, you would translate this as to in Lean, we don't actually need 4 indents. I'm just gonna like see, this is where the magic happens. Wait, is this io.println? Wait, I just want to make sure that this is a like valid Lean code. And there's no end, of course. End is gone from Lean now. Is Lean 4 valid? Yeah, seems to be happy with that. Lean 4. Let me return to this. Sorry, it shouldn't have this. It shouldn't have this. I don't even really know what is going on here. Failed to synthesize instance. Has add NN. I don't really get it. The value of y. It should be like return, I think. Y. Sorry, what is the Rust code that I'm translating? I'm confused. What is happening? Model file. The AI gave me this code. Is this even valid Rust code? Who even knows? Okay, let's forget about this. Let's do the enum thing, right? We have this enum. Okay, we're gonna like totally change our prompt. Let's say that we actually have this enum. We're gonna delete this from this. We're gonna find like some new thing later. For example, if the Rust code is this, you would translate it to the following Lean code. And of course, Copilot is just going to do it correctly the first time, but whatever. Inductive bytecode. Yes, that is what I want. You would translate it to that. Here is the code snippet to translate. Okay, so that's cool. So that's like it's like an explanation of how to translate an enum. Okay, maybe the reason it was taking so long is because it was like processing the system prompt or something. That could be an explanation. But nevertheless, evm.rs. Okay, so we have this enum that we're trying to get it to translate, this bytecode enum. Did I close that other? I think I closed that other let's find like another enum. Frame pub struct. Struct. Here's a good example of an enum, right? Here's a nice Rust enum we can give it, just to see if it can like given a way of specifically translating a Rust enum to Lean. Now we will see if you can translate this other Rust enum into Lean. Pub enum frame result call outcome create outcome EOF create. So this is a different enum from the one we were looking at before. So in the model file we had this example with the bytecode, and we could even get like fancy and like try to get it to do this, you know, like any like comments that are present. Let's see what happens if we do this. Okay, but of course we need to reload things, right? We need to like reload on the model file. Success. And now let's see what happens. Right, we have pub enum frame result. In model nut we have like some pub enum, and we would translate it to this. Would be Lean 4 code. So like I think I'm mildly anticipating it to like do okay, black or backticks. Okay. This is very cool because it has put out the thing that I wanted it to put out. Inductive frame result, call outcome to frame result, create outcome to frame result, and it even sorry. This is supposed to be Rust code, so this is not how the comment would look. But it would look like this. But it got the like right Lean comment style anyway. Model file. Sorry, I guess in Rust it looks like this. I think in Lean it's expected like it's there's multiple kinds of comments. There's like docstream comments and then regular block comments, and I think that is actually you can actually do docstream comments like this. So I think that is a good thing to do. I don't even know what this code is here, but whatever. But this is very good. It looks like it did it right. So the model file thing has worked spectacularly. Yeah, this is going very well. Going very well indeed. And like I can even like go and like, you know, do a similar thing. I can do enums. I can do like an enum. Basically, I figured out like I figured out the code, right? Enums become inductives. Enum in Rust becomes inductive in Lean. Structs in Rust become structures in Lean. Like traits, I think traits in Rust become like classes in Lean, right? It's just like a class that you have. And it's totally possible to like have that. And so all I need to do is like provide it like 50 examples. Like I wonder how hard can you go on the like size of the model file? Size, system message size, like Olama system message size limit. Questions about context size. Olama. Really great to run LLMs. Yes, very great. I'm currently building a small story writer, co-writer, AI dungeon level AI. Stories have no limit in size, eventually become large. How Olema handles cases where the prompt is larger than the context size of the chosen model. What it like, I mean, context size. What it like, I mean, as a basic fact, like what is the size? Yes, I mean, like basic, at a basic level, like I want to actually know what is the context size of llama, right? What is the context size? Is it llama 3 context length? 8K context length. So 4,000 8K context length. Yes. How many words am I using? Like, tokens is approximately words, right? Copy word counter. This is only 143 words. In fact, it might be more if I add little spaces in here. Okay, sorry, like llama 3 tokenizer. This one. It's actually 265 tokens. Yeah, see, it's very funny. Look at how it is so bad. You are a lean. It's so funny that lean is not a See, I sort of wonder if it's worth it to like just to optimize the tokenization so that it's not as many tokens. So like okay, it's 263 tokens, which is less than 8,000. 8,000. 8,000 is a large number compared to 200. I can like go much harder on the number of things that I'm including in this prompt. Where did I see that it was 8,000? Context length. 8K context length. The most capable model yet. Is this the one that I'm looking at? Context length. The 70B. Longer context windows. Context. Much longer context window. Our goals with llama 3. 73, but so I think 8K applies to the one that I have. I think I'm good. Like hopefully the software would warn me if I hopefully the software would warn me if I put in a context that was longer than it should have been. Okay. So now I have to think about what I'm going to do moving forward. I want to like I want to copy everything. Yeah, I just want to like go totally crazy. The first thing I want to do is copy the contents of file to be translated to a corresponding file. Let me look into like a Rust file. I basically want it like one thing that I want to do. One thing that I want to do is this. I also wonder if I can get StarCoder to work with this new prompt. and if it would do better. Well, I mean, it's not like it can do better than this because this is perfect, but just all of this code that I want to translate. Right, I want to like translate. Sorry, I'm gonna copy all of this. I want to get a sense. Let me go back to that tokenizer applet. This is nice. All paste 4,000 tokens. It's perfect. The entire file fits inside the context. That's great. Now I understand why people in the LLM world are like, ooh, can we have a bigger context? Like, why do you need a bigger context? It's because you need to translate entire files all at once. It's excellent. Okay. So, so we've got this. Yeah, we can tokenize for llama. It's great. Yes. Yes. What if I just do it? Maybe this would be like a good time to. Okay, but before I do this, it's critical that I don't do what I was doing before. So in the model file, I set my number of tokens to predict to 1,000. And if we're saying that the size of a typical file is not 1,000, is like 10,000 or like 5,000, maybe a nice thing to do would be like 20,000. Like, I don't know if this is the longest file. 20,000. Let's, to be safe, let's go like just 100,000. I mean, like, the context length. I think this is probably relatively long as the files go. It would be nice to like see what the size of the tokenization is on all the files. Is there a way of like accessing the tokenizer from Llama 3 from Python to just double check? I wonder. That would be, I would consult this tokenizer. Template, temperature, timeout, call. Token. Get num tokens. Get num tokens. Sorry, where was I? Get num tokens, sorry. Get num tokens. LLM equals Ollama model translator. Okay, we're doing this a bit later, sorry. Prompt is that. Print F number of tokens len no num tokens is not that. The number of tokens is LLM dot get num tokens. Get num tokens prompt. What have I done? What is this? Is this properly parenthesized? Yes, print. Print number of tokens. Can't forget that I have to like refresh the model file. Number of tokens 56. Let me just confirm. Like, it would be super cool. I would totally confirm that it's working if I just like if it's the exact same number. 45 tokens, you say. Pub and num frame. It's definitely on the same order of magnitude. And it definitely gets it right again. Okay, we're so close. Now what I'm interested, okay, so like this has been fun, but it's time to break my computer. I will now copy this entire file into my prompt. I will save that. My model file, num_predict. I think it's less than 8,000, right? I mean, we said that it's 8,000, right? So what I'm going to do here is right, num tokens, if num tokens is greater than that, number of tokens exceeds the maximum token limit. 4,000 is a great number to do that for. Okay, so let me make sure that the model file is the model file that I want. Yes. I think I'm good to go. Number of tokens is 7,000. 7,000? It's weird that the token... Wait. Sorry. Copy all of this. Copy this. Select all. Paste. It's llama. Maybe this is not the right llama. Maybe this is a different llama. Llama 3 tokenizer. Yeah. Okay, so the number of tokens exceeds the token limit, but of course my program is chugging away anyway. I wanted to quit here. I want to say if it's like greater than 8,000, then give up. I think most, like the thing is, I think most of these other files are less probably. Like, see, this is only a 100-line file, whereas this is a like 400-line file. So I think I'll be good mostly. Little do we know, little known reason to keep your files short is that it like lets you better lets LLMs better process your code. And the secondary strategy is I can try and parse out the Rust file into separate like structs, like, you know, separate, you know, namespaces or like whatever you call, like I can find matching curly braces. And only and just process chunks of Rust files rather than a whole Rust file all at once. Oh, buddy, what happened? Okay, so this is a Rust implementation. So what happened? I was doing translate.py. I gave it the entire file, and I ran it, and it gave me output that was not lean code. That is not what I wanted to see. Maybe it was too optimistic. This is a Rust implementation of the Ethereum virtual machine host. The EVM host provides an interface for the EVM to interact with the outside world. The implementation is divided into several components. EVM host. Is it at least the case that it is, in fact, like, I do remember something about host. Yeah, so it has this trait, host. This trait defines the interface for the EVM to interact with the outside world. Host. This trait implements the EVM host interface. This trait implements the host trait. Provides an implementation. So basically, okay, wait, what happened? Okay, wait, look at this error message. This error message is not an error message that I wrote. This is something that happened. Token indices sequence length is longer than the specified maximum sequence length for this model. Wait. If I go to the model file, the maximum sequence length for this model, which is 1024, running this sequence through the model will result in indexing errors. Okay, so this is just totally, it has to be less than 1,000. It has to be less than 1,000. Token indices sequence length 7,664. Right, this whole thing. So I do want to, in fact, break it up. Like this whole file could be translated. Maybe like what I need to work on is like the lean translation of the one file so that I can have the example to base my other things off of. Okay, I'm gonna see if my soup is ready. Have soup. What is the temperature outside? AC in my apartment doesn't need to be quite as cold as it is. Right. Yes, I wanted to like break things up a little bit. Like I just want to do some like very dumb parsing of Rust code in a way that gets me chunks. Like implement debug. I sense that this could be like very easy to potentially very easy indeed to port. I just have to like, it would be nice to like create a line by line port in lean of this file maybe. like just as a preliminary step, like a complete, like what I get what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, okay. And of course, there would be lots of I mean, like the problem with this plan is that it involves lots of like errors, and it would be hard to produce the lean code because I would be constantly getting all kinds of errors about how all these types they don't exist. Oh no. Still, it like seems very possible to do. Maybe if I like start, I decided that primitives was like the like this is probably one of the legacy primitives, REVM primitives bytecode module legacy bytecode legacy jump map. Use create hex, use create bitvec, use standard. It looks like this doesn't import anything else from create hex, extern create const hex, extern create bitvec, extern create standard, the standard library. So it looks like this file at least does not import any other files. Of course, it might need to import like the standard library or something. I'll just make all of my lean files will just import MATLAB as like a baseline. They'll import everything in MATLAB. They'll import everything in the standard library. Map of valid jump destinations. Pub struct jump table is a bit vector of U8s. Yes, bit vector of bytes. Impl debug for jump table. So this is like Rust's debug is a trait in Rust which allows you to output like a string. It's like a stringification. I don't really care about it. These other things, they might be important. I would like to implement jump table as slice. So I wanted like, what does this mean? It means that I want to implement a function jump table.asSlice, which takes in a jump table, returns whatever this type is. Yeah, I can potentially provide a lot more examples in my prompting. Like, for example, I believe that this Rust code is equivalent to 3 separate impl jump table blocks with each of these functions in it separately. So maybe that's relevant. Everything here needs to be. Lots of things, importing other things. Like bytecode, imports jump table. Getting the Python to replicate the directory structure. Translate.py. Okay, like for now, let's we admit that this is too big. Interesting that it comes up with this prompt. Like it knows that I want to translate, and it chooses English to French. Okay, but this is where, like, maybe I should just go down here and start. Okay, I need to figure out how in Python. Okay, now that I have soup, I'm like instantly warm and I can't like work my jacket anymore. Okay, so yes, like switching gears, like first thing to do, like, can I create the directory structure that I want? Not even like populate the files, just like create the directory structure. Python. Okay, cool. Python duplicate directory structure. Source, folder 2, file 1, test, folder 3. After copying the file, I want to have folder 3, folder 1, folder 2, file 1. Yes. Answers. Let's start copying and pasting code. So the source, okay, we're here in the top level directory. The source, well, there's a variety of source files. Let's just focus on primitives, REVM. The thing is, we want to scan over all the files in revm crates primitives. Okay, so the source is going to be something like REVM crates primitives. The destination is going to be something like LEVM slash primitives plus source. I need the thing that gets me to scan, like Python get every path in a directory. OS lister returns everything inside a directory, including both files and directories. Import OS. 4. Updating the names and entries in the directory given by path. for path in os.lister, sorry, circ. Delete this, put it up here. Ooh, no. No. For in path equals circ, right? Path equals circ. For path in this, print path. Okay, we're gonna comment out the LLM stuff for now. Shootle. I don't know what this is. Okay, so we went in our EVM creates primitives. Our EVM creates primitives. Source. So we have source, yes, but of course you did not give me any of these subdirectories. So presumably, like, I think it said walk or something. Walk, directory tree generator. For each directory in the directory tree, rooted at top. Top. Is this from top? For each directory in the directory tree rooted at top, including top itself, but excluding dot and dot dot, yields a 3-tuple. Dir path, dir names, file names. Dir path, dir names, file names. Dir path, dir name, file name. Print those 3 things. Okay, so what did it put out REVM creates primitives, it put out source, the subdirectory, and then cargo.toml, license, and changelog. Yes, in REVM creates primitive source, it put out env, yeah, a bunch of different directories, and then a whole bunch of different Rust file names. In such slash env, it put out this single Rust thing, which is the single Rust thing in there. Okay, excellent. So for where, yeah, this is perfectly acceptable. So, and then what we want to do is for file and file name. Why is it commented out? For file and file name, I see why it's dir names and file names. For dir names, file names, for file and file names. Circ file is os.path.join dir path file. Dest file is os.path.join. Yes. Dir path. What does it put out? Yes. This stuff. Dir path. No, this is not quite right. What we want is dest plus dir path dot remove prefix sorc. Okay, let's just not run the for temporarily not going to run that code. Just want to print out all the things that we're doing. Okay, are we getting everything right here? So REVM creates primitives to cargo.toml, becomes LEVM primitives. REVM creates primitives. Okay, well, that's not quite right. What I want to do is delete REVM creates primitives. Remove prefix. The given prefix removed if present. I should start these with this, maybe. No, that's not right. REVM creates primitives. Dest. LEVM. Yes. Dest. This is not used. What did I do wrong? Sorry, I need to undo all of that now. This is fine. What I want to remove, okay, the dir path for file and file names. Print circ file. I just need to, okay. Print. Just need to like clarify what's happening. The source file is LEVM creates primitives cargo.toml. And the dest file, what I want to do is I want to remove from dir path source file. The source file is this. The dir path is this. What I want to do is remove the prefix what I want to do, no, wait. I'm confusing. This is much simpler than I'm making it look. Lean primitives. Yes, so I want the dest, and then I want the dir path, which is this. I want to take the dir path. I want to remove the part that says revm/crates/primitives. Am I not getting that right? I don't get what I'm doing wrong. Sorry, did I save this? Please run this. What? Revm. Okay, what is going on? Dir path remove prefix. Is it that I'm screwing things up and it's not printing anything? Empty? Yes. Circ? Yes. So the dest, what? I'm totally confused as to what's happening. The circ seems present. The dest, wait, DST. Oh, the problem is that I shouldn't be adding those. Is that the issue? Yeah, was that the entire issue? Just a moment. The circ is this, and the dest is that. The other things we will not print out. The circ is revm creates primitives cargo.toml. The dest is levm primitives cargo.toml. Yeah, I mean, okay, we don't want to technically copy that over, but that's fine. I seem to have too many slashes. That seems to fix that issue. LEVM primitives source bytecode.rs. That's cool. Okay, I think that's right. Source file, dest file, we have this instance. If the dest file, okay, what is dist folder? Sure, I think that's right. Shootle. And shutil is something that I was told to use. Util is such something that this Stack Overflow person has told me to use. But for now, I'm totally actually... Make the file. Go. Okay. We seem to have done something. We have a whole bunch of empty Rust files. Yes. This is exactly what I wanted. Cool. So we have moved, what is this? Using open without explicitly specifying and encoding. I have to encode. What encoding do I use? UTF-8 maybe? Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that. I make the file. And copy the contents. Oh, how do I want to go about this? I mean, the other thing that I can do is that dist folder, right? Dist file, right? What I actually want, os.path.join file. For file and file names, maybe what I want to do is I want to like upper and then .lean instead of .rs. File.replace rs with .lean. So that's cool. Upper. Sorry, upper just. No, I want to capitalize. Python capitalize first letter. Capitalize. Go. I mean, the other thing, yeah, further thing to do. So now if I look at what has happened, I've done a lot of capitalization. For file and file names. I mean, okay, first thing to do, if not file.ends with rs, continue. Yes, correct. I knew exactly what I was about to do. Snake case to camel case. Not camel case. What do you call camel case, but when the first camel case, I guess camel case has capital first letter? Is that right? Camel case. Convert file from snake case to camel case. It's not what is happening here. Camel case. How will I capitalize that? That's not right. That's not how you do that. It's getting to the point where I should just write it myself. So dumb. Snake case to camel case to camel case. This is the one I want. To lower camel case is where everything but the first comes down. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Stack Overflow. dot replace rs. Sorry. Remove suffix rs dot add dot plus dot. It did not get it right. That's because I was not using the thing that I just defined. Dist file is this. Source file is this. Dist file is this. Source dist file save. Run. Block hash. Okay, now it's getting it right. Sick. Yes. Yes. Wonderful. It's working. And if I take a look in here, I will see that there are now multiple of everything. Yes. EOF.rust, EOF.lean. Legacy, yes, we have several. We have jump underscore map.lean, we have, yeah. And so, okay, well, what I'm going to do now is shock and surprise. I'm going to just delete these. So I'm going to move to trash, delete, move to trash, trash, wonderful, okay. And if I do it again, everything is what it seems to be. Great. So I have the capability of creating all of these files. And I also potentially want to copy the contents of the source file into the contents of the destination file. I'm going to get more super. Great. Additional soup obtained. All right, being able to create all of these things, and presumably I can do a very similar thing for the other like crates. So that'll go well. Yeah, now what I need to think about is putting the rust and now, okay, so basically now what I need is a function which translates a Rust file, the contents of a Rust file into the contents of a lean file. Presumably I will do this using the LLM, but I should just like isolate it as a function, right? Should write its own function. Let me like do what I'm saying. Right, F is a text IO wrapper. DSSF, DSSF, and we also like open the file we are copying from. This is just like a list of strings, right? No, it's just one string. What does read do? Returns the number specified bytes from a file. Read. I mean, I suppose I should just run it and see what happens. Yeah, so it looks like it copied it in. Data was just a single string that contained the entire contents of the file. Like print data. Print just tons of files, source dest, and then another bunch of files. Cool. So now what has to be done, simply has to be done, is def convert Rust to main. Rust file contents convert Rust to lean, so I'm converting Rust to lean. Cool. And so one easy thing I can do is just not do that, and I can implement this file by return Rust file contents, sure, and then I can run, and then I can also do like return Rust file contents dot reverse, and I can run that. str, is this not the same as string? Python str reverse. There's no built-in function. Yeah, okay, cool. The syntax is : -1. And then if I check here, it'll be totally backwards. Lol. Okay. Yes. Missing function doctrine. And this is where the O llama comes in. But if I do, okay, so if I go to town now, I'm going to, I'm about to call this function quite a few times. If I go O llama now, it's gonna like be running for quite a while. Yeah, so I just need to improve the model a bit more. I feel like I can probably do it though if I just improve the model correctly enough. I just wonder what it would give me, you know? I mean, like, okay, so like one thing I realized, where was I on the model before I broke off to do this? I was thinking that, you know, I would have to break the Rust file up into like chunks and process the chunks individually. And sometimes it would fail, but that would be okay. The limit was like 1,000 tokens. It was not like that. The whole 8,000 tokens thing was like a lie or something. Yeah, if only you had like a file that was short enough. You could very easily translate lots of things. And the funny thing is that I'm doing this myself. Like, I wonder, LLM code translator. Study of bugs introduced by large language models, yes. Tools. Yeah. It's just sort of interesting that no one's written this sort of thing before. I guess like yesterday or 2 days ago, I was looking at some other thing that was like trying to be this. And I discovered that it was like proprietary or something. Like they were like expecting you to like give them a quote, like quote them how much you will pay them. This is, of course, what you were wanting. Where was that? What was that startup that it like that had code translation tools? It was like on Hacker News or something. Open source LLM translation tool, but this is not for code. Code translation. It's just sort of interesting to see what it would do as like a first pass. I mean, like in some like I'm wondering if there's like some sort of iterative I am wondering if there is some sort of iterative process I can engage in where I start out with a really bad model file that's doing very and translates very jankily. And then I take the jank thing that it gave me and I improve it and I paste that into the model file again. And then I rerun the entire thing. Like basically what I'm sort of envisioning, right, is like in some sense, right, I have the Rust files and I have the like corresponding Lean files, right? At some point I want to like take a Rust file and just translate it line by line myself, right? And then that is a good example for the LLM to be like do the same thing to other files, right? And so then I can have the LLM try to do the same thing for another file. And then it probably won't get it right, but I can go in and correct that file. And now I have two like quote unquote training examples, like zero shot learning, whatever, but it seemed totally like something I could sort of bootstrap. I feel like tonight I like want to do like a first pass at this because it's gonna like take my computer freaking forever to like run all this. It's like I want to run it on my computer in the background. I have like this will be like literally the hardest I have ever like pushed my computer. Like hopefully this leverages. This has the like Apple. What's the Apple chip called? M1 Max is what it has. So this is like a good computer. Then like in theory it has the capability of doing these things. Okay, so let's stop and just do it, you know? This line must be uncommented. Sorry, we're gonna put this up here. I'm commenting all this. The prompt will be the Rust file contents. Okay, I don't have to like worry about that. What was the error message it gave me? If num tokens greater than 8,000. But there are some files that would be short enough. the number of tokens is greater than 1,000. Print the number of tokens exceeds the maximum limit of 1,000 and simply return the empty string. And put the empty string into the file. Return empty string. Otherwise, invoke the LLM on the prompt. Llama is not callable. It always complains about this. Okay. I do want to like reboot the model file. Now I go ham. Number of tokens 144. That's an acceptable number of tokens. That's the contents of this Rust file. Now, really, like kcg.rs, crates, primitives, source, kcg.rs. Yeah, it's just it imports a bunch of things. I don't really get that. Okay, let's see what it put into the kcg.lame file. Namespace kcg. Of course, it was wrapped. Okay, a few things I'm noticing. It was wrapped in backticks. It tried to import some things and did not do a very good job. Module is not a thing that exists. But overall, it did okay. Okay, what did it put out over here? What was it looking at? This is a big file, right? Number of tokens. Shoot, we've ran out of like space in my it's not going to be able to translate everything. Some of these things are going to be like files are going to be too long. He like exceeded the limit and then decided to quit. So action items include, let me note down some things, sorry. I'll go back here. We can delete all that. To-dos. Investigate model file syntax more to create a better prompting system. More examples. Another to do. Iteratively improve. The model with corrections to the generated link code. The link code it generates. Yeah. Can we get like more and more? Those seem like solid to-dos. And the thing is, even after all of this is created, it will still be necessary to like, you know, test it. I wonder if I can translate the tests too. I mean, I guess there's not like technically much value in doing that because you would like the tests you would have to check as well. You just like someone who knows the EVM should eventually test all of this. Still, it feels like we're doing pretty good. All I have to do is become an expert in large language models, and then everything will work out. What did I know? Okay, this is all very cool. Perhaps I should like structure this Git directory a bit more. I should, of course, ignore. Okay, hold up. This is not something like this is really old. This is now this directory is now called .lake. So the fact that it's telling me to ignore that is a bit of a bad sign. It's a bit of a sign that I should update the program that generated this file, namely Lake New. So that will have to be done. Okay, yeah. So all of that just copying that entire directory in. Sure. I'm realizing that it is like totally critical macOS, Windows Preview, and Linux. So it works on macOS and Linux, but not Windows, I think. Which could be a problem for anyone else wanting to like use this repository in any way. Yeah. Okay. Like, it would be good to like sort of check out what that was doing. It's probably not doing very well right now. Translate.py. Print source and dest. Make the directory, and then with open data, print data, convert to Arlene. Print number of tokens. I don't really understand why. Sorry, I'm printing the data. Right. So this is like DB components state RS. It currently has no contents, but those are going to be written to soon enough. Perhaps adjusted this one. Okay, well this is the reverse. That's not. It's pretty funny how code looks when it's backwards. This is the state. Not a very, very big file, just a bunch of traits, right? So that just disappeared. And now if I have state, right? I see what it put. Here is the translated lean for code. Let's take a look at what it like put out. Inductive error, right? So this is so like let's look side by side. State.lean. Primitive source DB component state. REVM. Creates primitives. Source. EVM. Primitive source. I want to not have the source be present. That's something that's a little bit flawed. DB components state.rs. I want to like put these two side by side actually. I don't need the info view. So pub trait state error. It's always putting in the backticks. That's something I have to get rid of. I have to like figure out that has to do with like prompting it correctly, like prompting it so that it knows that the thing it is putting is inside some like lean code block. Or better yet, like when the LLM returns this data, search for the backticks within it and then take that substring. Inductive error. This is not right. Pub trait state. It's very cool though. It knows that it's a class, right? That's what a trait is. A trait is just a class. It doesn't translate it right. It translates basic. It gets very close. It gets very close. Result. Like this is a file that I think I did like translate by hand. And it knows that it's a class state. It gets that right. Get basic count. It's translating everything. Type error. It's good that it's ignoring this weird. I have no idea what this macro does, but it's good that it's ignoring the macro because I have no idea what it does. State ref. And then it implements things. And it knows that it's making an instance. I think this is correct. I mean, it's like garbled and stuff, but it could be like we're so close to making something excellent here. Implement state for, what does this even mean? I mean, like, sort of what has to happen is I have to freaking understand what the Rust code is doing, because I don't get what the Rust code is doing. Implement state for ARC. Like, part of it is that, like, ARC stands for atomically reference counted, right? Part of it is I just don't want to, like, ignore this. Because Rust has to do a lot of, like, memory management stuff that Lean does not, I think. Because it's functional, right? So, like, Lean is not doing all of the reference counting stuff, and there's lots of, like, totally irrelevant. Yeah. All of this can potentially be fixed, though. How does it... It doesn't think too much about importing. Was it supposed to import something? Wasn't necessarily state database. I don't know if it was supposed to import something here. That's like totally a separate issue. It's like, how do I get it to know what to import? I mean, it looks like the whole thing terminated actually, so that's cool. Yeah, but this seems to be going well. Okay, I think that's enough for one night, though. All right, take care. I had like toyed with the idea of just like rewatching the entire stream on while still streaming. Do I want to do that? Do I have access to the actual link to the stream? Like if I go here. Is it live? Presumably it is, right? I can just watch just watch myself do the entire thing again. Go here. Oh, this is me. Like I want to go. I'm gonna put on like headphones, maybe. Let my Bluetooth connect. Bluetooth connected. Like watch my... See, it would be very entertaining to just like, well, entertaining to me, of course, right? Very entertaining to just like watch the entire thing through at 2 times speed until I catch up to like real time. Okay, turn things on. Things can be heard, things can be seen, things can be streamed to YouTube. Wonderful. Okay. So I'm resuming now the thing that I was doing, I think 2 days ago. Okay, I'm gonna rewatch this, but I think I'll do it. I'll spare the people watching this video after the fact the process of me doing that. All right, take care, everyone.